This video is a follow-up to the previous Zoom meeting. In this video, I just want to show how to further format this horizontal navigation menu at the top of my home page here. So I have copied the code and placed it in from W3 Schools, just found a horizontal menu bar that I want to use with a rollover effect. And so right now this bar is too narrow and my text needs to be spaced out more. The first thing I want to do is make that actual bar larger in height. So I want to use this hex code, and you can copy that from a web color chart. If you click on it in the code, it should show the color swatch above it too. So I'm just going to copy that, and then I'm going to go to my CSS designer menu and select the nav tag. And if you don't have a nav tag, you can just add it by adding a selector and typing in nav. Then I am going to go to my background color and add the color. Let me go back and copy it, go to the nav selector and paste it in. And now it's filling up that space. Then I want to work with the text and space it out more. So I'm going to select the list item, and I want to add some padding to the list. So the list is the tag, the type, or the text for each text that's hyperlinked. So I'm going to click on the list tag in my selectors and go to padding, and that's that inset margin, and I'm just going to type in 10 pixels, and that's going to add 10 pixels to the left. I can also add some margin to the top. I could add 10 pixels to the top, and maybe that's too much, so then I'm going to change that to 5, and then you can see it formatted. Because it's on anything with the list tag is adopting those changes. I can also use my tag selector in the lower left and just select list to select that element or that item. So now it's looking a little bit better, and I could continue to format that. In this video, I just want to show you how you would set up the basic page with a navigation menu using some code and styles from W3 Schools. I'm on W3 Schools now, and you could try other websites that offer code for HTML and CSS. So I've selected CSS tutorials and clicked on CSS navigation bar, and I want to recreate a navigation bar like this with this rollover effect. And so I'm just going to copy this code onto my notepad, and I've already copied it here. I'm just going to go ahead and paste it again underneath it. So you can see in this original code, it has these color codes, and I'm just going to replace that with my own hex code here. So you can just take that number from a web color chart and just replace it if you want to change the colors on your navigation bar. Once you've copied the code over, then you can format it and change some of the formatting later on if you wanted to change the text alignment or colors and so forth. So I want to show how to recreate something like this. In Design View, remember, it's going to look very different than Live View. So in Live View, this is more what it would look like on the browser. So I could go ahead and check the browser, and I'm going to check it on Google Chrome right now. So it's going to look something like this, and then I can see the rollover effect. So I'm going to create a new HTML page. I'm going to go to File, New, select HTML, and just give this a title, Create, and I'm going to switch to Design View and Split View, and then I'm just going to type in some basic text, and I'm just going to copy my text here over to this new document and put it within the body tag. The body tags are going to be what's visible on the web browser. So I'm just going to type that in. So now I have my basic heading. So this has the header wrapped around it, the header tag. Then my unordered list has the navigation tags wrapped around it. I have a section tag, and I've created this main section ID selector that I'm going to format later with some beginning placeholder text. And then my footer text has the footer tags wrapped around it, and that's all within the body tags. Then I'm going to create, using CSS Designer, a CSS style sheet. I'm going to add the CSS source and create a new CSS file. And I'm going to browse to select my root folder and then choose a name. Save that in my root folder. Click OK. And now you'll see that CSS style sheet show up under your sources. Now I'm going to go to my CSS style sheet and I'm going to copy and paste that after my first line of code. That's just the default here, and just paste it right in there. And once I've done that, now I can see that navigation style is applied to my navigation element, and I can view it in live view, and I can see that rollover effect. Now if I wanted to format this with my own custom colors, I can do that using my selectors. I could select the unordered list, for example, and click on the background color and select a different color for my background. And then I can select the list for the text, the list text, and I can select a color. Or let's say I want to go to text and select a different font family. Then I can select that list a hover rollover effect, and if I want to change the color for the rollover from the gray to, let's say, a pink color, I can change that. Oh, that changed the text, sorry. So that's the text color. So I want to change the background color. And now the rollover effect changes to that color. And I could continue to format and change the styles for my heading. So if I wanted to change my heading 1 font, I can add a selector and select H1 and then go to my text properties and change the font family, and I can change the font color. I can change the text alignment, and I can do that for all of my elements.